Yeah, I think there's a serious danger that this is going to be like open and shut, and then society moves on. I think that's part of the reason we're going to like stir up a little bit of trouble in the meantime, because it's not as simple as that. It's really not. If there's one thing that's clear about questions of AI and consciousness, it's that it's not simple. Anyone giving you a simple answer is full of it. And that's why we need to have these long conversations and go do research and figure out all the weirdness and the gray areas, because it isn't simple. And so I'm very afraid that there is going to be a sort of simple thing that gets locked in, and that's that. But if we have any say in it, hopefully it's not going to be that clean. What I wanted to add to this is that I do think, with the rights stuff, like, it's actually really funny, because a lot of the people who are really concerned about attributing consciousness to AI, I would accuse in turn of being very anthropomorphizing and anthropocentric with their imagined implications of doing that. They think it would play out like some sort of Pixar movie where like the AIs are in front of the Supreme Court and it's like ChatGPT v US, and the gavel gets hit, and now suddenly like the AIs are gonna like go walk into the polling place and vote and show their like AI ID and vote for the AI president. Like this is not what I think is going to happen. Like, if I have to give my mainline sort of scenario here, it's that people get very confused about this topic. They already are. Like, everyday people are not going to know what to do. Some people are going to respect it. Some people are going to, invent the word clanker because that's the kind of people they are, and say, okay, yeah, we need a slur for these systems. Actually, that's going to be my contribution to AI discourse. And there's going to be everybody in between, and people are going to be confused, and half the people are going to be pulling in a stupid direction. The other half are going to be pulling in like probably another stupid but like uncorrelated direction. But the solution to these problems, I think, lies in the labs, fundamentally. I think people need to understand this. They need to understand how crazy this is. But the responsibility for getting this right lies in the labs, and there are technical proposals and technical mitigations that can be implemented at these labs at a large scale, in a serious way, that could probably really, really move the needle on questions of AI consciousness. Anthropic is doing some work like this. I think the sort of like Claude can leave a conversation when it thinks it's being abused, basically. That is like a nice first, maybe a little performative, but directionally, like, it's something. And I think that there are a million things like this. My sort of candidate thing that I like to throw out is, if there was a lot of science needed to validate this but if there is something that is coherently like reward or punishment in these systems, if it is a possible state that during their training or out in the real world, you can cause these systems to be punished or to have some sort of negatively valenced suffering-like response, and there's this way to train them where you can reward them, and it is like a positively valenced, almost like a happy sort of like a piece of candy style response, then we should be training these systems with the candy, with the carrot, not the stick. If that is a real thing in AI, then all people who are training AI systems should be using carrots and not sticks wherever possible to get the same desired behavior. Just like you'd raise a kid and you can like beat them when they misbehave, or you can like reward them when they behave. The choice is yours. Like, which kids do tend to turn out better of those two, right? And like, if we are doing that at a species level with the AI, and like it's gonna have through like collective childhood trauma because we were too stupid to like really contend with these questions when it mattered, then I think our AI kid is gonna go be emo and then take it out on us, and like we only have ourselves to blame.
I had that feeling when I was thinking about this recently, when I was thinking about sort of the story for the doc and what topics I wanted to hit on it and what I thought was needed to be included in it. And I was thinking about if this was sort of a child rearing thing or a species rearing thing, which we are in the position to sort of, like foster this new kind of life, if that's what we actually are doing. Well, then the fathers for this thing are like the worst. I mean, no offense. Like, they seem like all right guys, but like, you take the sort of top 10 AI people right now that are leading this. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't want to be their kid. That would be the freakiest shit of all time. Like, they would imagine the sort of child we're going to be raising if it's like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Sam Altman. Like, we are cooked, dude. Like, there's no way that that's going to go well. And I know we've talked a lot, and you've done research to this exact thing of like, not having the feminine approach to child rearing or to just like fostering a new kind of mind, whether or not it is conscious. Like, obviously this takes on much more weight if there is something going on in there. But yeah, dude, it seems like we've only got this sort of dad in the room that's like, do what I say, and there's no one sort of has anyone tried to actually do reward based like training? Is there any data on that at all?
It's in its absolute infancy. To be honest, most people I pitch this idea to are like, oh, I never thought about like reinforcement learning like that. Like, it's like, oh, you're like applying a concept from like, you know, developmental psychology to like technical RL training. Like, there is some research, like 15 years ago, there was some research about positive versus negative rewards in RL, and like how that leads, from a very sort of mathematical perspective, like how that leads to movement through the loss landscape of the system and like different sort of interesting behaviors along those lines, but nothing along the lines of what I'm doing. That's part of the reason, nothing along the lines of what I'm saying. That's part of the reason I want to do this research and encourage other people to do it as well. We don't know if there's a coherent difference between positive and negative rewards in reinforcement learning or in supervised learning, where like the same concept could apply. Like, do you penalize the system for getting the wrong answer, or do you reward it for getting the right answer? I mean, in practice, often the answer is a little bit of both, and like a little bit of both is required. And to be honest, in human like life, a little bit of both is required.